That's Aryna, that's crazy.
That was my moment. It was so much fun. You know what? It's so funny.
Oregon, February 2026. A caption above her reads, "History in full bloom. Her name is Eala, and Nike just changed everything."
The world number one stood completely frozen at the net. Eala had just stunned the tennis world, defeating Aryna Sabalenka in straight sets, a result nobody inside Rome's packed Central Stadium could believe. Philippine flags exploded across the crowd, the deafening chants of Alex, shaking every corner of the arena. A 20-year-old girl from Manila, never expected to even survive this stage of the tournament, had just delivered the biggest upset of her career against the most feared player in women's tennis. But the emotional moment that brought the stadium to tears didn't happen during match point. It happened seconds later. As Sabalenka walked toward the net expecting nothing more than a routine handshake, Eala reached into her bag and handed her something so unexpected, so deeply personal, that the world number one instantly broke down in tears. On May 11, 2026, in front of over 10,000 stunned fans in Rome, tennis witnessed a moment far bigger than victory. A moment nobody who s the world number one stood frozen in absolute disbelief at the net. Eala had just shocked the entire tennis world, crushing Aryna Sabalenka in straight sets in front of a roaring crowd inside Rome's packed Central Stadium. Philippine flags waved wildly through the air as thunderous chants of Alex echoed across the arena, creating an atmosphere unlike anything the Italian Open had seen in years. A fearless 20-year-old from Manila, a player many believed had no chance of reaching the stage, had just pulled off one of the most unforgettable upsets in modern tennis history against the most dominant force in women's tennis. But the moment that truly left the stadium emotional didn't happen after the final point. It came seconds later. As Sabalenka approached the net expecting only a respectful handshake, Eala reached into her bag and handed her something so heartfelt, so unexpected, that the world number one instantly fought back tears. In that breathtaking moment, the noise inside the stadium disappeared, cameras froze, and 10,000 fans watched in complete silence as tennis delivered a scene far bigger than sport, a powerful human moment that nobody in Rome will ever forget, it will ever forget. Coming into the semi-final, Aryna Sabalenka was the overwhelming favorite. Analysts predicted a ruthless straight-set victory, a quick demolition meant to remind the tennis world why she sat alone at number one. But nobody told Eala. From the very first game, the fearless 20-year-old from Manila played with unbelievable confidence, breaking Sabalenka's serve twice and storming to a stunning 5-2 lead in the opening set. Every powerful ground stroke painted the lines, every movement on the clay looked sharp and fearless, silencing every doubt that had followed her into Rome. Inside the packed Foro Italico, thousands of Philippine fans erupted with every point, turning the stadium into a sea of waving flags and deafening chants. Sabalenka responded the way champions always do, saving set points, fighting back aggressively, and cutting the lead to 5-4, but Eala never blinked under the pressure. With nerves of steel, she closed out the set 6-4, sending shockwaves through the crowd. The second set was supposed to be Sabalenka's comeback story, the moment the world number one would crush the dream and restore order. Instead, Eala delivered the performance of her life. Point after point, game after game, she matched the most dominant player in women's tennis with fearless shot-making and unshakable composure. What unfolded next inside Rome's Central Stadium wasn't just a semifinal. It was the exact moment Eala announced herself to the world as tennis' next global superstar. The first set had already shocked the tennis world. Aryna Sabalenka, a player who hadn't dropped a single set to anyone outside the top 20 during the entire clay season, had been completely outplayed. Her devastating first serve, normally the most feared weapon in women's tennis, suddenly collapsed to just 55%, while unforced errors piled up under the relentless pressure from Eala. But champions don't stay down for long. They adapt. They fight back. And Sabalenka came into the second set with fire in her eyes, breaking Eala's serve immediately to take a 1-0 lead as her thunderous roar echoed across Rome's Central Stadium. For a brief moment, it felt like the world number one was about to restore order. But Eala refused to crumble. She didn't panic. She didn't retreat. Instead, the fearless Filipina answered instantly with a break of her own, leveling the set at 1-1 and sending the crowd into absolute chaos. What followed was pure warfare on clay. Every rally became a battle, every point carried unbearable tension, and neither player was willing to surrender an inch. The stadium stood frozen in suspense as thousands of Philippine flags waved wildly through the air. Then came the moment that defined Eala's career. At 5-4, she stepped to the baseline to serve for the biggest victory of her life. Her hands were steady. Her eyes were locked in. Deep down, she had already lived this moment 1,000 times in her mind. The first serve painted the corner perfectly, forcing Sabalenka's return long. 15-love. The next serve exploded down the tee for a stunning ace, leaving the world number one frozen in disbelief as the entire stadium erupted around her. Aryna Sabalenka could only stand and watch as the pressure inside Rome's Central Stadium reached unbearable levels. 30-love. The crowd erupted into deafening noise, Philippine flags waving wildly while chants of "Laban Alex" thundered through the historic arena and echoed off the marble statues surrounding the court. But Sabalenka refused to surrender. Like every true champion, she fought back fiercely, stealing the next 2 points and dragging the game to 30-all. Suddenly, the tension became suffocating. 1 point away from deuce. 1 point away from keeping her title hopes alive. Eala stood at the baseline, bouncing the ball slowly, once, twice, 3 times. She glanced toward the stands where her mother, Riza, wiped tears from her eyes. She looked toward the royal box where Italian dignitaries leaned forward in suspense. Then she served. The ball exploded down the center line like a missile. Sabalenka lunged desperately, barely getting her racket on it before the return crashed into the net. 40-30, match point. The entire Foro Italico fell silent. Tens of thousands of fans held their breath as the world number one prepared to receive. Sabalenka's face revealed nothing, not fear, not frustration, only pure focus. She had escaped impossible moments before. She had survived match points before. She was not ready to fall. Eala tossed the ball high into the Roman sky and unleashed another fearless serve wide. Not an ace, but close enough to force a weak return floating helplessly into the middle of the court. In one explosive movement, Eala stepped forward and crushed a forehand into the open space. Sabalenka didn't even move. She knew it was over the second the ball left the racket. Eala. The stadium instantly exploded into chaos. Eala dropped her racket, covered her face with both hands, and collapsed beneath the weight of the moment as the tears she had fought to hold back finally poured out in front of the entire world, through the painful early exits in Linz, Stuttgart, and Madrid, through the rankings collapse from world number 29 to 45, through every doubt, every criticism, and every whisper that said her moment was already gone. Eala had finally broken through. Across the net, Aryna Sabalenka slowly walked forward, her expression carrying no bitterness, no frustration, only genuine respect. "You played unbelievable," the world number one quietly said. "You deserved this." Eala, still overwhelmed with emotion and fighting through tears, could barely respond with a trembling, "Thank you." Then the two players embraced, not with the cold, routine handshake tennis fans see every day, but with a long and heartfelt hug that instantly captured the attention of the entire stadium. "Now go win the final," Sabalenka whispered. "You're ready." The crowd erupted again, believing the unforgettable moment was over. But Eala wasn't finished. As Sabalenka began walking toward the tunnel, Eala suddenly called out, "Aryna, wait." The world number one turned back in confusion as the roaring stadium unexpectedly fell silent. Cameras zoomed in. Fans leaned forward. Even the commentators stopped speaking. Then Eala reached into her tennis bag and pulled out something nobody expected, the commemorative semi-final winner's plaque she had just received for advancing to the championship match. Holding it carefully in both hands, she walked toward Sabalenka and extended it toward her. "I want you to have this," Eala said softly. Because playing against you made this moment possible. For a split second, Sabalenka simply stared at her in complete disbelief as emotion instantly filled her eyes. Aryna Sabalenka stared at the plaque in complete disbelief, her eyes widening as emotion suddenly swept across her face. "What? No, you earned this. You won," she whispered, almost unable to process what was happening. But Eala gently shook her head, still fighting back tears. "I know," she replied softly, "but this match meant more to me than a trophy. It meant proving that I belong on this stage, and I couldn't have done that without you. Without someone like you to push me, to inspire me, to show me the level I needed to reach." The entire stadium fell silent. Fans who had been screaming moments earlier now watched in stunned emotion as Eala continued speaking from the heart. "You've been the standard for so long," she said. "You're the player everyone dreams of beating, the player who makes the entire sport better. I want you to keep this as a reminder that champions don't just win titles, they inspire the next generation." In that moment, Sabalenka's composure completely cracked. The world number one, a fierce competitor known for her power and intensity, suddenly looked overwhelmed with emotion as tears filled her eyes. "You're something truly special," Sabalenka whispered while accepting the plaque. "Never forget that." Then she pulled Eala into another embrace, longer and more emotional than the first, as cameras captured every unforgettable second. The crowd erupted once again, but this time they weren't cheering for victory alone. They were cheering for sportsmanship, humility, respect, and a moment of humanity far bigger than tennis itself. Within minutes, clips of the emotional exchange exploded across social media. BR22, the highest ranking of her young career and a powerful sign that a new era in women's tennis may have just begun, that's spreading faster than any highlight from the match. Millions of fans around the world flooded the comments with tears, admiration, and disbelief, calling it one of the most beautiful moments the sport had seen in years. That watched a single match suddenly found themselves sharing the clip, commenting through tears, and calling it one of the most beautiful moments in sports history. "I've never seen anything like this before," one viral comment read. "The winner giving her trophy to the player she just defeated. That's not just sportsmanship, that's pure love and respect." Another wrote, "Sabalenka crying, Eala crying, the crowd crying, now I'm crying too." Fans across the world said the moment reminded them why they fell in love with sports in the first place. Not because of controversy or drama, but because of humanity. In the Philippines, media outlets celebrated Eala not only for her stunning victory, but for the grace and humility she showed afterward. Headlines called her a champion on the court and in the heart, while others described her gesture as the moment that won Rome. Even Belarusian media praised her extraordinary act of kindness toward Aryna Sabalenka, with one outlet writing, "Sabalenka may have lost the match, but she gained a true friend." Later that evening, Sabalenka posted an emotional message on Instagram alongside a photo of herself holding the plaque, her eyes still visibly red from tears. "I came to Rome hoping to leave with the trophy," she wrote, "but instead, I leave with something even more unexpected, a friend. Thank you, Alex. You are a champion in every sense of the word. Now go win the final." Within minutes, Eala responded with equal humility, "Thank you for being the standard, for pushing all of us to become better. I'll give everything I have." The exchange exploded online, collecting millions of likes and shares within hours as fans around the world continued celebrating a moment that had become far bigger than tennis itself. Millions of people around the world who had never even watched a tennis match suddenly found themselves sharing the emotional clip, wiping away tears, and calling it one of the most unforgettable moments in sports history. Social media exploded with emotional reactions as fans struggled to describe what they had just witnessed. "I've never seen anything like this in my life," one viral comment read. "The winner giving her trophy to the player she defeated. That's not just sportsmanship, that's pure love, respect, and humanity." Another emotional fan wrote, "Sabalenka crying, Eala crying, the entire stadium crying, now I'm crying too." Across every platform, people said the moment reminded them why sports matter so much, not because of rivalries, controversy, or headlines, but because of the human emotions that connect everyone watching. In the Philippines, Eala instantly became more than just a rising tennis star. Media outlets praised not only her shocking victory, but also the incredible grace and humility she showed in the biggest moment of her career. Headlines across the country called her a champion on the court and in the heart, while others described her emotional gesture as the moment that captured Rome. Even Belarusian media celebrated Eala's kindness toward Aryna Sabalenka, with one outlet writing, "Sabalenka may have lost the match, but she gained a lifelong friend." Later that night, Sabalenka shared an emotional Instagram post alongside a photo of herself holding the plaque, her eyes still red from tears after the unforgettable exchange. "I came to Rome hoping to leave with the trophy," she wrote, "but instead, I'm leaving with something I never expected, a true friend. Thank you, Alex. You are a champion in every meaning of the word. Now go win the final." Within minutes, Eala replied with the same humility that had already touched millions around the world. "Thank you for setting the standard," she wrote. "Thank you for pushing all of us to become better. I'll give everything I have in the final." The interaction instantly went viral, collecting millions of likes, shares, and comments within hours as fans everywhere continued celebrating a moment that had become far bigger than tennis itself. Suddenly found themselves glued to their screens, sharing the emotional clip, wiping away tears, and calling it one of the greatest moments in sports history. Social media exploded within minutes as fans struggled to put their emotions into words. "I've honestly never seen anything like this before," one viral comment read. "The winner giving her trophy to the player she just defeated. This goes beyond sportsmanship. This is pure humanity." Another emotional fan wrote, "Sabalenka crying, Eala crying, the crowd crying, now the entire internet is crying." Across every platform, people said the moment reminded them why sports truly matter, not because of trophies, rivalries, or controversy, but because of the emotional connections and respect that can unite millions of strangers around the world. In the Philippines, Eala instantly transformed from rising tennis sensation into a national symbol of humility, grace, and heart. News outlets across the country celebrated not only her historic victory, but also the compassion she showed in the biggest moment of her career. Headlines called her a champion on the court and in the heart, while others described her gesture as the moment that won Rome. Even Belarusian media praised Eala's extraordinary kindness toward Aryna Sabalenka, with one emotional article writing, "Sabalenka may have lost the match, but she gained something far more valuable, a true friend." Later that evening, Sabalenka shared an emotional Instagram post featuring a photo of herself holding the plaque, her eyes still red from tears after the unforgettable exchange. "I came to Rome dreaming of leaving with the trophy," she wrote, "but instead, I'm leaving with something I never expected, a friendship I'll never forget. Thank you, Alex. You are a champion in every possible way. Now go win the final." Within minutes, Eala replied with the same humility that had already touched millions worldwide. "Thank you for being the standard that inspires all of us," she wrote. "Thank you for making this sport better every single day. I'll give everything I have in the final." The interaction instantly shattered social media records, collecting millions of likes, comments, and shares within hours as fans around the globe continued celebrating a moment that had become far bigger than tennis itself, a moment about respect, kindness, and the beauty of human connection. Eala completed her dream run in Rome with a stunning 6-4, 6-3 victory to capture the first WTA 1000 title of her career, officially announcing herself as one of the brightest new stars in world tennis. But while the championship victory made headlines, the moment that truly captured the heart of the tennis world came after her emotional semi-final battle against Aryna Sabalenka. In a gesture that left fans and players speechless, Eala reached into her bag and handed the semi-final winner's plaque to the world number one. "You've been the standard for so long," Eala told her emotionally. "I want you to keep this as a reminder that even champions inspire the next generation." Visibly moved by the unexpected act of humility and respect, Sabalenka accepted the plaque with tears in her eyes before pulling Eala into an emotional embrace that instantly became one of the defining images of the tournament. The footage exploded across social media, collecting more than 60 million views as fans around the globe praised the extraordinary display of sportsmanship, grace, and humanity. Later that evening, Sabalenka shared an emotional message online that touched millions even further. "I came to Rome hoping to win the title," she wrote, "but I'm leaving with something I never expected, a true friend." Meanwhile, Eala's unforgettable title run skyrocketed her ranking to world number